Hey there, my friend. It is time once again for our weekly wisdom card draw, which is your time to pause, recharge, and be inspired. This is about remembering who you really are. It's time for you to commit or recommit to shining your light in the world, remembering the life that you were born to live, and going ahead and living that life, giving yourself that permission. I'm going to draw a card from the deck and see what message pops out at us that is most wanting us to hear it today. The one that's going to most inspire us to remember who we are and align with that greater calling and the greater purpose of why we're here. So before we get started with that, I invite you to allow yourself to arrive in this moment. Taking a deep breath in, letting it out. Closing your eyes if that feels good, or just looking around at your surroundings and noticing them as if for the first time. In every moment, you are invited to be a beginner in life, a beginner in greeting this moment, a beginner in noticing your surroundings, noticing what's going on in your body. So maybe you want to place a hand on your heart and just notice any physical sensations you have as you breathe in and as you breathe out. And as you play around with being present and noticing the sensations, I'm going to bring the cards up to my heart and ask to be guided to the message that will most inspire you today to align with the true story of who you really are. A message that will most break through any old conditioning or old beliefs that aren't serving you anymore. And the message that will most ignite you to action and to really living the life that you came here to live. And putting that intention out there, shuffling the cards, seeing which one's going to jump out at us today. And our card is Curiosity. All right, what's going to come out of here? So these are some tracks leading into the forest in Kenya, in Africa. So curiosity, where is this going to take us? What's around the bend? Do you trust yourself to venture forth and discover a more expansive world? What sparks your curiosity? What inspires you to delve deeper? What do you want to create more of in your life and in the world? Curiosity leads us to places and states of being we may never have thought possible. Fear of the unknown can stifle our curiosity, our creativity, and our ability to reach beyond the bend. Fear of the unknown is normal, but if you transform that fear into embracing the mystery, curiosity can take the lead. Maybe you're wondering, what if I don't know enough or have enough? What if you do? What if you knew you had all the resources you needed to create your most aligned, world-changing life? Where would your curiosity take you next? Let that sink in for a moment. I love this one. Yeah, so curiosity and the fear of the unknown, those sort of two sides of the same coin. It is completely normal and human to be afraid of the unknown. And honestly, I think that most of what keeps us stuck in life is fear of the unknown. How many times have you experienced or heard someone talk about how they would actually rather stay in an uncomfortable or downright awful known scenario than taking the leap into the unknown, even if it would be so much better? This applies to staying in relationships that are not actually serving our highest good, or staying in jobs that are not serving our highest good and that actually are debilitating to our health. right? Or even, entrepreneurship, trying to take the leap into creating something that you're really excited about, but fearing, will you be seen as credible? Will people believe that you have something valuable to offer? That, first of all starts within, right? With you yourself believing it first before seeing evidence, as it were, in the outside world. But where that actually comes from is a state of curiosity. So it is totally normal to have fear and to experience fear. And this is not about becoming fearless, but about becoming courageous and allowing curiosity to take that lead, to say, okay, what if? What if I was not even remotely concerned what people thought of me? Because at the end of the day, that does not matter. Super normal for that to be a factor in our lives. But it's such a conditioned belief that somehow other people's perception of us determines our value. It is your own perception of yourself that creates your value. Well, let me just take that back. That's not true. Your value is, just period. You are valuable because you exist. And if you trusted that, what would you perceive differently? How would you see yourself differently? How would you tell stories differently about yourself, about your experience, about where you want to go? That's what you can get curious about. Getting curious about where your beliefs come from. And even more than that, what new belief you might want to adopt instead that would be maybe a more empowering belief. So rather than, I think this is probably as good as it gets, or it's good enough for now. Okay, start where you are, totally fine. But what if you could expand even more on what you had? What would make your life even better if it's already rocking? Or if it's, again, good enough, what would make it even better? And what little tiny step can you take to get you closer to around the bend, to where you might be able to see something new, something more expansive? So if you were super duper curious, like your dog every day out there sniffing this, same blades of grass over and over again that seem new and fresh every day, or a little baby taking its first steps into the world and constantly being curious about everything around it, you get to do that every single day. I think we started this with noticing your surroundings as if for the first time. That's what curiosity is. And that can start with noticing your breath as if for the first time, every single time. Being curious about what you're even feeling inside your body. So if you can start to be curious about your own breath, about your own surroundings, what else might you be curious about? The future, the next step you're going to take. What is around the bend for you? I'm excited for you, and I hope you get really excited for yourself to be curious about what is ahead for you, because it all starts in this moment. Allow yourself to be present in this moment and curious about this moment, and that will lead you to your curiosity for the future and lead you through the fear. It's okay, again, to have that fear. But if you keep that curiosity too and let them be companions, what might be different for you? Let's take another breath together. Let it out. All right, one more time, I'll let you see. All right, what's around your bend? Have an amazing week, and I wish you a week filled with curiosity and wonder. Thank you for being here, and I will see you next week.